You sit down at your desk and open your laptop to tackle a massive project. But within 2 minutes, your phone buzzes. You grab it to fire off a quick text, open another tab to let a video play in the background, and suddenly you are juggling 3 things at once. It feels incredible. You get this rush of accomplishment, convinced you are a highly productive genius flying through your workload and getting twice as much done in half the time. But the biological reality is drastically different. Far from optimizing your output, attempting to process multiple streams of information at once actively degrades your brain's functional efficiency. In fact, pause for a second and look at the screen you are using right now. I guarantee you have at least a half dozen other tabs open, quietly waiting for your attention. This is exactly why you can reach the end of the day feeling utterly drained and completely overwhelmed, only to realize you haven't crossed a single meaningful item off your to-do list. Rushing through your schedule in a constant state of motion creates the illusion of hard work, but being perpetually busy is completely disconnected from actually getting things done. To understand why you feel exhausted, we must look at how human cognition operates. The brain is physically incapable of processing 2 high-level tasks at the exact same time. What you experience is context switching. You aren't processing parallel streams. Your brain violently bounces attention between tasks. Every jump costs a cognitive tax. You lose concentration, errors spike, and tasks take significantly longer. Mechanically speaking, it is the exact equivalent of driving and slamming your foot on the gas and the brakes at the exact same time. That continuous, grinding friction inside your brain is the direct cause of burnout. It drives the massive daily spikes in your baseline stress levels. Attempting to use the brain as a multitasking processor misuses our biological hardware, draining cognitive energy to zero before we can ever reach a state of flow. If you find yourself caught in this cycle, you shouldn't view it as a personal failure. Our modern digital environment is deliberately rigged to fracture your focus. The barrage of social media notifications, the endless scrolling feeds, and the random pings are engineered to steal your time in tiny, almost unnoticeable increments. Tech companies and app developers fight fiercely to keep your eyes glued to their platforms because human attention is their direct source of revenue. These micro-distractions compound with terrifying speed. What you intend to be a harmless 5-minute mental break on your phone easily snowballs into a lost hour of productivity. If you do not ruthlessly defend your physical and digital workspace, corporations will gladly hijack your cognitive bandwidth to build their own wealth. Taking back your power requires a specific defensive strategy. To protect their brains, the top 1% of high performers rely on a method called time blocking. Instead of working randomly, you dedicate strict hours to a single category of work. You create blocks for focus, meetings, and learning. But this only works if you prioritize. Identify the 3 most vital tasks you must accomplish and lock them into your schedule. This requires making difficult choices. You have to learn to politely decline urgent but entirely unimportant requests, because saying yes to everyone else's priorities means abandoning your own dreams. You cannot wait around for a sudden burst of motivation to get started. Motivation is temporary, and if you wait for the perfect moment to focus, you will suffer from lifelong inconsistency. You must train your mind to act even when it feels intensely difficult. Taking immediate, focused action is the only mechanism that actually builds lasting momentum. Building these systems while fighting a lifetime of distraction is a steep climb, and most people find that willpower alone isn't enough to sustain a new routine. We created the Success Secret program to act as an external framework, providing specific structural routines and habit tracking tools needed to bypass the months of trial and error it takes to reclaim your attention. Ultimately, the absolute mastery of your focus during the finite hours you possess determines your future success.